stick. This is the sign of a monk in India. I gave up my gun for the danda. Yeah, it's much more effective. Just after my tour in the military, I actually lost a lot of good friends. Half my high school football team joined. We were very patriotic. We were hippies and then we changed. We became patriotic. That's a long story. But I was the left end. My best friend was the quarterback. My second best friend was the right end. And then like that, we were five. And they kept me back at Camp Pendleton for some time for special operations training, underwater demolition, frogmen. So my unit shipped out to Vietnam, and within 1 week, they were ambushed by the Viet Cong, and they were all killed, passed away. And that had a profound effect on my view of life. So as soon as I got out of the military, I began a spiritual search, spiritual seeker, like I think many of you are also spiritual seekers. I reread the Bible, because I'm from a Roman Catholic family, so I read the Bible and I read the Quran. It was very helpful for me nowadays because I travel a lot in Islamic countries. And I read the Torah. And I used to go to the synagogue, and the priest would help me, would look at me. You're not Jewish, are you? But I'm interested. I read the Lotus Sutras of Buddha, and then I read Bhagavad Gita. And as Philip mentions in his writings, the Gita is really the core, you could say the summary of the Vedic teachings. They're very vast, and we couldn't actually read all of them in 3 lifetimes. Maybe Garuda Das can do that. And I was very touched by the philosophy. It was, I guess you could say, perfect questions, perfect answers, and all the things I was looking for, and the answers to my questions about my friends were answered. So I decided to come to India, to the place where the Gita was spoken, and I heard people live the Gita. So as a young man, I traveled here, and I hadn't made a firm decision which path I would follow, but I traveled the length and breadth of this great country. Actually, in the original scriptures, it's called Bharat. Nowadays, we call it India. But Bharat means, well, in Sanskrit, it can mean different things, but one meaning is light. And this is the land of light. Not that it's a tropical country, but light in the sense of knowledge, like it lights up the darkness of ignorance. So I traveled from the north to the south, and the east and the west, and it was very interesting because I was investigating all these various paths and spiritual traditions. And the first thing I noted is that everybody accepted everybody else. People took their chosen path, but they were not disrespectful to other paths. And I thought that's really unique. India's a really tolerant country. And I experimented with everything. I was in the Himalayas doing yoga, and I was in the south doing various rituals. And anyway, to make a long story short, I chose the path of bhakti yoga. As you know here, and many people have chosen that path of devotional service to Krishna, the path of love and devotion, and therefore, through the ages, because this is 5,000 years ago, through the ages, although this has remained a very simple village, like Krishna, when Krishna came here, it's a very popular destination for rishis and yogis and saints and so forth. As a result, there's 5,000 to 6,000 temples in this village. Yeah. Where they have the icon, or they have the deity. You've seen the deity in the temples. Deity worship is very prominent in India. Here they have 5,000 temples. And in the last 40 years, I'm trying to visit them all. But some of them are little shrines inside people's houses. And I came to the understanding that everything in Vrindavan centers around Krishna. All the people do is an act of devotion to the Lord. Their family life, their work, their leisure, it's all centered around Krishna. So it's a very wholesome community. Like if you One rishi said if you take rocks and throw them in the lake, people throw rocks, then the waves come out. But because people have thrown them in different places, they clash. But if everyone throws the pebble in the same spot, it's concentric, it just comes out, there's no clashing. So here everyone's interest is reviving their dormant relationship with the Supreme. And they do it in many ways, as I said, but the main way, which I found really attractive, because when I was young I liked to sing and dance, and eat, and discuss philosophy. So I came to Vrindavan and I found that the spiritual practices here were much different than other places I've been. Like, I was never really that good at yoga. I just couldn't get it right. Couldn't sit there. And the ritualistic performances in the south, it was tedious for my mind, but I came here, everyone's singing and dancing. I say, what's this? This is not spiritual life. Oh yes. This is spiritual life. Krishna Varnam Kusha Krishnam Shango Panga Shaparshadam Yagnai Sankirtan Vayar Jantihi Shumedashaha. In this ancient book, it's kind of like what you read after Gita, the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Purana. It's actually described in this age in which we live now, which we're so proud of, our scientific advancement and technology. The avatar of the Supreme comes in the form of a personality called Lord Chaitanya. He's actually Krishna, but he comes kind of in a disguised form to spread what's called the Yuga Dharma, or the Dharma means duty. The ultimate duty really in life is to become self-realized. Because in the end, that's all you've got. You have to leave everything behind, but if you're self-realized, at least next lifetime you start where you left off. If you make 54% advancement in your chosen path, then next lifetime you start off at 55%. So it's a good investment. So every age there is a technique, a process, which is meant to be kind of universally undertaken. And in this age, the scriptures describe it's singing and dancing. Transcendental sound vibrations, like we call them holy names. Names of Krishna. He's all-powerful, so he's present in the sound of his name, and he's very pure, so if you associate with someone really pure, you also become pure. If you associate with a businessman, you become a businessman. If you associate with an athlete, you start lifting weight. You know what I mean? Association. So if we can associate with the Supreme, although it's very far away in the form of sound, very quickly all the bad things in the heart go away. The lust, the anger, the greed, these obstacles in our path. And the real beauty of the soul becomes manifest like a lotus flower. When the light's there in the morning, the lotus flower begins to open. So this light, this practice of chanting, singing, mantras, it's really simple. You can do it in the shower. Are you practicing yoga? Yes, in the shower. I'm chanting mantras, I'm singing. There's many mantras. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Go, Om Namo Shivaya Namaha. Many different mantras, but we're a little biased. There's what they call the Maha Mantra. Maha means great, so Ma means mind, Tra means to deliver, so there's a mantra, the Maha Mantra. The effects you get from all those other mantras are all included in one sound. And being American, I'm sure you know it better than me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Very, very powerful. And even outside our movement now, as I'm sure Philip will remark in his future writings, or maybe he's already remarked, the chanting of Hare Krishna becomes very popular. Krishna Das, Jayutal, we started it, but it's not ours. No one has a monopoly on the truth. The truth's unlimited. And you can learn from many seers, many yogis, many masters. This is actually the theme of your tour, that Philip's taking on a tour where you meet many saintly personalities, and from each of them you can learn a little something, become more spiritually wholesome. So the chanting's gone beyond our particular movement, which popularized it in the 60s. And I think that's good because it is a universal process, and we don't have much time. We're all busy working, or we're busy in our retirement. I'm really happy to see most of you are my age. Usually, I do this often. The yoga groups come here. We want to give them the Vrindavan experience. And they're all just kids, and I'm trying to explain some philosophical and they're falling asleep. As you get older, these things are more meaningful to you. You only have so much time left, and you realize that, okay, I've been a success in this world, but something's missing. There's something in my heart's not fully satisfied, so let me do a spiritual search. So it's really satisfying that, I won't ask you how old you are, especially ladies, but we're senior citizens. I went to America and I went to some theme park with some other people. It wasn't really my interest, but they're old friends, and I got to the gate and the guy said, okay, you only have to pay $5 because you're a senior citizen. I said, wait a minute. It says in your passport you're 66. Yeah, but But there's a good thing about old age. All those things that we were so attached to and it was so important to us, all the dreams which didn't manifest, kind of lose a little faith in the material existence, and we look for something higher. So it's good you've come to India, because it's like a treasure chest of spiritual paths, spiritual wisdom, spiritual personalities, and we wish you the best on your journey. You have a very good guide. I've been reading, and I'm blessed to have the American Veda. Philip, there's a Russian Veda. You may not know. Yeah, there's a Russian Veda. I did a program at the University of Ekaterinburg, and one professor came up to me. I asked, this is the original culture coming from India. These scriptures are thousands of years old. He said, no, Swami, the original culture comes from Russia. I said, really? He said, here's our Russian Veda. Really? And I looked through it, and there were many similarities. Of course, we would say that's speculation, but we'll leave it up to you to decide. But yes, this is a very good book, because it shows how powerful this country is in a spiritual way. As the West is meant to lead the world in science and technology, which is valuable, because I won't get a hoarse voice because I have a microphone, and many other things. I fly in airplanes. India is meant to lead the world in spiritual enlightenment and spiritual wisdom. And the two can work together. Our spiritual master gave the analogy of the blind man and the crippled man. They're both handicapped, but if they work together, they can move forward. Like the blind man can put the crippled man on his shoulders. The crippled man can say, go left, go right, like that. So they both make progress. So Prabhupada said like this, it's a pretty bold statement. He said, America's like the blind man, spiritually, in the sense that, not understanding some of the deep concepts we find in the Vedas. And India's like the crippled man. It's getting better, the economy, but you'll see as you travel around. So if India and America work together to give this divine knowledge, this complete knowledge to the world, not only America can become a better place, as Philip has pointed out numerous times, the whole world can benefit from this culture. So today we want to give you the Vrindavan experience. I'll try to summarize through your stay with us what I've experienced in the last 40 years. I don't live here all the time. They won't give me a visa. I tried to become an Indian citizen. The guy said, are you crazy? You want to give up American passports? And I said, but my heart's here. So, sorry. My field of activity is Amazon jungle. I go there on the boats, and we go through little rivulets and the jungle area, and we teach bhakti yoga to the Amazon Indians. Believe me, that is an experience. You come around the turn and you see these little blow duck. I also teach in Russia since the Cold War. When I was a young man, I was going in a three-piece suit with a wig and a mustache and an attaché case of bourbon. Hey, see, you're a phony. No, we don't take intoxication. Because whenever they would check me, they would never think I was a religious person. Because in those days, you got 20 years in Siberia. I had friends who were Lutherans and Christian Scientists and Catholics my age who were in this prison in Siberia. So you had to be really careful in how you did it. And nowadays, of course, we're doing like this, where there's maybe 20 or 30,000 people who have accepted this path of Bhakti Yoga. I also go to China, and I go to Mongolia. Mongolia, if any of you have time, we can sit and talk about Mongolia. What a culture. Going to Mongolia is like, going, that culture is still very much like it was hundreds and hundreds of years ago. The people are wonderful. They're Buddhists. And that we shared our beliefs, and each of us benefited. But 4 or 5 months of the year now I come here. This is my retirement, not playing bingo and dominoes and fishing. In my retirement, I'm using my internal energy as hard as I was working with my physical body when I was young. Because it's true, we only have so much time left, and we want to achieve this goal as well, spiritual enlightenment. So the experience today will begin with the chanting, because that's the main process here in Vrindavan. You'll see people singing and dancing. They have these little bags. Yeah, where's the bead bag? Give me that bead bag. As you walk around Vrindavan, you won't find this anywhere else in India, just here in Bengal. You'll see people like this. And sometimes I'm in America walking like this, and hey, Swami, what's wrong with your hand? This is a really good meditation, because sometimes when you meditate, your mind wanders. But if the sound is going on, it's much easier to focus the mind. So if the mantra is chanted out loud, it's easier to keep the mind focused. So the same mantra, the chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I've got it all prepared for you, the Vrindavan experience. We have beads, go ahead. We have beads here for everybody, and different bead bags. And it's up to you to choose your favorite color, I didn't know. We also have books at the end, and this is something really special. These are first class photos. Don't get this in here. I have a friend in the bazaar, and I ordered these names that are coming, so I'm just kind of letting your appetite open and do it. There's a lot to experience. Everyone's going to get a very beautiful charter, some books and beads on the beads, the priests, and we're going to start off with singing. First, Garuda, Philip knows him very well. He's a devotee, my godbrother. He has the same spiritual master. He's very learned. He's written many books about Bhakti, about Gaudiya Vaishnavism, etc. He'll be speaking more in depth a little bit later. This is Bhattahari, Prabhu and his good wife, Kosharupa. They've been devotees for 35 years. And our good luck today is that he's one of the best singers in our movement. He's a beautiful singer, and the main thing is the Bhakti. Not so much, what activity we do, but the mood in which we do it. That's Bhakti. So I don't want to embarrass him, but you'll hear the Bhakti in the singing. And Kosharupa is nice. And our other members of our ensemble. So we can move on. I think you know the mantra, right? You can repeat it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Look at the person sitting next to you, see if they're smiling. There you go. A big thank you to Phyllis for bringing you all to Vrindavan and we'll begin the Vrindavan experience. It's going to last about 2 hours, like a roller coaster ride. When you finish, you're going to go, wow, at least I hope. Right? So this is a two-headed drum. This young brahmachari is going to play the drum. It's typical to the eastern part of India and Bengal. They play this drum. We have kartals. We have kartals, which are cymbals that keep time. And this is a harmonium. We'll say it's a very popular, like a sitar, it's a very popular instrument in India, but interestingly enough, it doesn't come from India. It's a small world, and it's better to share than divided. So when the French came here, they settled in Hangzhou, and the French brought the harmonium. Yeah, but because it's so cool and so mellow and so loving an instrument, especially in the eastern part of Orissa and Bengal, they adopted it. People think, oh, this instrument comes from. That's a little quirk in history, you know that. He's a famous musician before he joined the movement. He's talented in piano and concerts. Now he's playing this little organ. It's really easy for him. But he'll sing for us. And before he sings, we always have some invocations of gratitude to the Master. So he'll sing. You won't understand all the prayers, but you understand the purpose. We're grateful to the Master to focus on the past. So he'll sing a few mantras like that, and then he'll sing that famous song. Sing along. What often happens, at least with the younger generation, as they dance, looking at you like I look at me, I have a hard time going up to a stairs these days. You don't feel you have to dance, but you can move, and if you want to dance, fine. It's called the liberating process. Then a talk, and then something really special. There's different types of classic dance in this country. There's Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Odissi. We have the top Odissi dancer in the country here today. That's saying a lot. Very popular. And the amazing thing is, she's not Indian. She's Russian. Russians are very talented people, my friends, artists, musicians. She came here when she was 4, she's 23 now. She's studying with the master here. Last year was the All India concert, All India competition. She went to Odissi. There were 4,500 girls from different states to compete. She came out number 1. It was all over the India media. Even it was more popular than Prime Minister Modi's lecture at the parliament. Usually these girls are called Devidasis. They usually just dance in the temple for the Lord. Tradition is now they dance a little bit. Usually when they dance outside the temple, they dance in big halls. Cultured people come and pay hundreds of dollars. But she agreed today to dance for us. She happens to be my disciple, my student, so we agreed just to give you that.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare